I'm going to jump on my phone and attend my own live because I'm doing this with my back-facing camera so that I don't look at myself the entire time I'm talking. And I think this will make it go a little bit smoother. So give me a second to log on, and because this was unannounced, I'm sure a lot of people are still, well, you're going to need a minute to get on. So just a sec. Okay, how do I do this? Live, there we go. Okay, here I am. Okay, why won't it let me go on there? All right, just a sec. I've got to figure this out. Okay, I think I'm going to have to go through my browser instead. YouTube. Anyway, hopefully this works better this way, because if you've ever attended one of my lives, you know it can be pretty chaotic because I get so distracted by the comments that pop up, and I still, after all this time, have not figured out how to put it on slow mode or how to just make them disappear for a while I'm talking. So I'm going to try it this way. This is what I did when I did my live with my husband. So we'll see if we can get this to work. But I can't talk and do this at the same time. So just a second. All right, me. There I am. Join. Okay. Here we are. Okay. Yay, I can see comments. Okay. Oh, and I've got to put it on mute. Otherwise, I'm going to get feedback. Okay, that should not be that hard. How do I put it on mute? You guys, I'm such a wreck. Let's see. Mute. Where are you? Okay, I'm going to have to do it on my... Okay. See, my phone is on mute, but for some reason my media is not. All right. That should have done it. Okay, here we go. I think we are good. All right. Going back to the beginning here. Okay, Leah, Liz, hi Marta, hi Manuela, Patricia, Brian, I guess, Sumax, Patty. Good afternoon from Buffalo. Oh, love my shirt. Yes, and I didn't intentionally wear this today, but this has been my life lately, just overthinking everything basically. And that's part of the reason I've been missing. So, okay, let me get all of these highs out of the way, and then I'm going to explain a little bit about where I've been and what I've been doing, because I kind of disappeared and didn't really explain much, at least, I mean, to my members a little bit. I've been telling them about some things going on, but yeah, for the rest of you, I'm sure you're like, yeah, what happened to Bonnie? It's been like 3 weeks, over 3 weeks since I last posted. And before that, it's only been like every other week. So it's been a bit. Hang on, let me just see if there's anything I need to address here. If I caught you live. Oh, thank you, JJ Scott. I think that's, we'll see that. Oh, Melbourne, sweet. We've got some Australians here. Sarah Bear, hey, keep me company during work. As long as it's on, I hope you've got earpods in, or that nobody's around. Let's see. Okay, cool. We've got, yeah, quite a few people here. All right, so I'm going to put my phone down for a minute just to, and I seriously did not intend to do this live today, but I just keep thinking, okay, I need to let my audience know where I'm at, but I also don't want to do it in a regular video because that has backfired in the past, and those who are not really here for me and just to watch the video are like, why do you have to be so down and depressed? And I'm like, I was trying to put a positive spin on things, but apparently that's, yeah, anyway, it just gets mistaken. And anyway, so I just thought, okay, I'm just gonna jump on and do a live because I not that I have to give you guys an explanation, but I do feel like, you know, I do have some very loyal, awesome community members, and I just wanted to explain a little bit what's going on. So hang on, let me, and I'm already overthinking this. See, I'm already over explaining before I just get into the meat of things. So I'm going to refer to some of the things I wrote down here. So besides camping with my family this summer, which is a lot of the reason I've not been posting every weekend like I used to, but also I made kind of a promise to my husband back 4 or 5 months ago that I would start prioritizing my family, and so my church is very important to me, and I haven't really been super involved there. So I'm trying to, be more attentive to some of the things that I've just let go. and by the way, okay, this might be stupid, but this is my loading stick because if you know me, I tend to get stuck. This is another reason I don't do a lot of lives, because I have what I call thought jams, and I have so many things going on in my brain all at once that sometimes they all want to come out at the same time. And so sometimes they get stuck. And so I just pause and I'm like, what do I say? And so if I get into a thought jam, just know that I'm trying to parse out like what to focus on. So yeah, here's my loading just in case I get into a thought jam. Okay, that's done. All right, so, and I've got my water here too because, you know, dry mouth. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. When I started this channel, I know I've told this story a few times, and I even had, you know, a video, it was my second video ever on the channel, where I explained, you know, why I started this, and it was never ever in my plans to start a YouTube channel. That is like, it's like cringy even thinking about that. And sometimes, a lot, I just think, how in the world did I end up here? And knowing what I know now, I can, this is how I put it. This is what I thought yesterday. And I actually looked this up because I was like, I wonder if anybody else has thought of this. But it was like, my ADHD is writing checks that my autism can't cash. And so I take on so much that, and so excited about a new idea that I have. And, you know, I could have been really, hold on, let me finish that thought and then I'll go like trying not to do tangents, but yes, I'll get excited about something, and then the autistic side comes along, is like, what are you thinking? There's no way we can do this whole list of things that you just wrote out. And it can be so frustrating because, I am excited about these things that I got planned. But, you know, autism is not jiving well with that because I do need my downtime. I do need just, yeah, time to process things, time to recoup. And I just don't give myself that. And I haven't for a long time. I mean, this was even a problem before I started this channel, but it has been the worst it has ever been lately. And um, I I think the time period that I started this all was like the perfect storm. Everything added up to just this. There was no other option than for this to, I can't get my words out, see. There was no other option than for this to be a disaster at some point. And it's on a very public stage. So that's been difficult because I'm learning like what's okay to put out there, what's not. I am learning that there's people who are very unkind for absolutely no reason. Well, there's probably a reason, and I'm sure that if we delved into that, it would be a lot of, yeah, their own personal trauma and experiences and all that. But anyway, so yeah, perfect storm. So I'm I was 45 years old when I lost my transcription business. And I think there's a loading because I'm like, where do I start in this story? And also I'm like, I don't need to explain all of this. So Bonnie, just hit the bullet points. So we're gonna go back to this. This is why I do lives with other people, by the way. And they usually go better because I'm like, okay, well, I'm figuring this out. You go ahead and talk. But anyway, so 45, just lost a job. Going into perimenopause without realizing it. And all of that, and not knowing that, I have ADHD and I'm autistic. And the more that I learn about those two co-occurring together, it's not like two separate things. They occur together, and it is the most exhausting, frustrating thing sometimes because I've talked about a lot of this before. I'm a walking contradiction. I have so many things that I'm like, I'll commit to something and immediately be like, what am I doing? And I have a lot of empathy and compassion for people, but sometimes I am full of rage at people who are just like, oh my gosh, stop talking. Even me right now, I'm like, I can have rage towards myself. I'll watch these videos back and I'm like, stop talking, Bonnie, stop it. So yeah, I don't make a lot of sense to myself. But okay, so let's see, back to, I was trying to keep a timeline here, or like a timeline. Okay, I guess a lot of this started a little over a year ago. At least the burnout, this is what I'm talking about. Sometimes I just assume that, you know what I'm talking about. You don't. You're like, I'm lost. What are we talking about here? So yeah, when I say I've been burned out forever, it's really been forever. I mean, I was burned out before I even started this, but I have moments where like my ADHD will be like, okay, but we just got this burst of energy and we're going to take on this new thing and just figure it out and just go all in. And then I don't think about all of the things that could happen. And I really didn't think about the kind of people that I would be working with and how much, because I have compassion for them. That's why I want to help them. But it's, because I haven't worked around a lot of people in so many years. I had basically the perfect setup for my neurodivergent brain without realizing it for 20 plus years. And so to go from an environment where I am alone all day and well, for the most part, I'm not like working in an office. I can work at my own pace. I loved what I did. I handpicked my employees. And by the way, I accidentally started my transcription business. I'm not a business person. I never meant to start a transcription business. The quick story on that is just because of my work ethic and how crazy I am about working and making or just showing like, look, it's like, look what I can do. That's just kidding. Sorry, I just went into I just had a tangential thought. Okay, stop it, Bonnie. No, I'm not going to check comments. I just looked over at my comments. I'm like, no, I can't be stopping to check those. So, oh my gosh. Okay, where was I? I need somebody to like write down okay, here's where you were, Bonnie, and all this. But I never used to be this bad. Seriously, it has just been like, I'm at war with my brain all the time now. And oh yeah, how I accidentally started my business. You guys, I'm not going to say I'm a mess again, but I am. So yeah, I just was such a workaholic and had, one person that I was transcribing for. And then other office managers were like talking to their friends who were office managers. And they're like, if you need somebody to do your transcription, Bonnie will get it done. And so that's how I ended up with way too much work and had to get employees to help me. But it took me years to even make that leap to get somebody to help me because I'm like, I'm too busy to train anybody. And anyway, so in the end, I ended up with probably a dozen employees over the course of my transcription career. And so when at the time that I was told we're selling to another corporation, a bigger corporation, we're going to have to let go of our transcription department and all that. I was told that I had 6 months before they would be done. But it was only about a month later that they were like, actually, we don't really need you. So it was really frantically, I'm trying to figure out what to do next, where I thought I had 6 months to figure it out. Nope, no longer. It's just thrown on me. And and by the way, another big piece of this, and I feel like I need to explain this because, hang on just a sec. Because this is something my husband talked about when we did the live stream together, when he talked about his the 7 years of depression and all that. And by the way, if you missed that, go check it out. I was thinking about turning it into just a regular video because I know not a lot of people get the see the live stream. So hold on, I'm going to write this thought down because I have to come back to that. Why I never did my side of the story on that. So, okay, we're going to remember that. Okay, I am just rambling, you guys. Hang on. You know what? I am going to stop do comments for a second because I'm like, I'm seriously, I'm getting in my head and I'm like, oh my gosh, so many people are probably like, shut up or just get to the point. And yeah, so let me just calm down and get, okay, see, sometimes, yeah, some people are looking, it looks like they get this, that it's hard. ADHD is weird and hard. Doing fine, perimenopause is hard anytime. Channel full to void, but became overwhelming. You try to give so much. See, you guys are giving, yeah, all these are my, you're giving my thoughts a voice. So thank you. Let's see. Oh, hi, Orangey. I love that it comes up with a little bar when it's like one of my members. So let's see. Oh, wait, it doesn't always. Anyway, okay. Let's see. I have so many of those too, especially fibro. Still not diagnosed with ASD, but I do have CPTSD, which has a lot of same symptoms. So yeah, there's a lot of overlap in all of this. I mean, I'm definitely no expert, even though I've gone down so many rabbit holes trying to research this and figure myself out and figure out how to help myself. And that's going to be a whole other thing, or a whole other section that I was going to talk about is what I'm actually doing to help. But hang on, I can't read all of these, of course, but let me just browse through, see if I'm going to read any aloud. I totally relate to this. Getting words out is so hard. Yes, I know, and I've mentioned this so many times too, but like it's so hard for me to watch Mac and just see how he just rambles on, or he rambles, but in a coherent way. And I'm just like, how does anybody do this? Like, how do you get your thoughts to line up in an order that it's like they just come out? Like, speaking well and it has been like an obsession of mine forever. And my husband's always like, you put too much emphasis on trying to speak well. And I'm like, but you don't know how frustrating it is in here to like want to say these things and not be able to have the not have them get stuck or have it come out not in a way that you meant to. It's so infuriating. So I don't know why my special blend of neurodivergence has that attached to it, because there's plenty of channels out there who talk about their experience as ADHD or autism or autistic. And then one new channel, by the way, if you are ADHD, go check out ADHD Hub, because she is like she's a newer channel, like only like 3 months or so, and doesn't have a lot of subscribers yet, but she puts into words exactly what's going on here that I can't do myself. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that relatableness. I'm like, I love you. I love that there are people who can actually explain this, because I'm not one of, I mean, every once in a while I can like get it together to explain it, but usually it's yeah, anyway, you know. Okay, let's see. Watching you struggle to find your words and organize your thought patterns really beautiful for you. I think you would be better writing bullet points to help you. Your honesty is amazing. Thank you, Patricia. Yes, and I do see, and that's the thing, is I do write bullet points, and even on my voiceovers, I write bullet points, but then I start overthinking, and I'm like, you know, I try to get things. So that's not what I meant to say, but I just think about like, okay, how would people react to this? And I try to check all the boxes for, you know, so that I don't miss anything, so that I don't get those negative comments. It's trying to avoid the negative comments, which I know I can't avoid, because crappy people are going to be crappy people. And it's just, yeah, it's not about me. But that doesn't stop me from being like, okay, if I can prevent, a negative comment by explaining this or that, it's not going to happen. And I know that, and I have to remind myself of that, but that has been one of the biggest reasons it's been so hard to get videos out lately. I mean, in the beginning, I wasn't I was naive. And, I just didn't, of course, I thought about some of this, but I didn't overthink it too much, and was just kind of like, this is just how it is. And now, I've got probably 12 to 15 videos that are pretty much edited and ready to go, except for the voiceover. And it's ridiculous. I just get so stuck when I get to the voiceover, because I write down all these ideas of like, okay, here's what I can talk about. Here's just, let's see, okay, loading. What was I saying? Anyway, I just overthink everything, and then I beat myself up for that, and then it's just a whole thing. But so here's, okay, now I just looked at the comments and now I'm distracted. Guys, oh, ADHD Hub is the channel she just suggested. Oh, okay, sorry, I'm like just, yeah, catching a few comments here and there. So Bonnie, have you tried releasing, sorry, can't see the whole thing, releasing some without voiceover, just minimal captions? I have thought about doing that with just captions, but I know, like, at least for me, I like to turn on videos as a body double thing, and to have it just kind of going on in the background, and while I'm working on other stuff. So for people, and I know a lot of my audience uses it that way, so I do feel like I need to have some voiceover in there. But and this is something I've been working on forever, but I haven't really given my brain the time to process and really think about how I can change things and structure things so that I'm not so in my head. And anyway, I've jotted down some ideas, and okay, hold on. I'm gonna get back to the. Oh wait, one of you thought of letting other people volunteer to do the voiceovers, like a reaction video voiceover. Yes, that was actually one of the things I wrote down, or not necessarily like somebody else doing the voiceover, but even having my members, like we watch it together and I just talk about what's going on rather than trying to figure out, okay, what belongs here or what belongs here. Because the other problem with the way that I do my videos is that and I guess it's not a problem. I keep saying, like, I'm trying to change my thinking around, how I talk to myself. So I'm like, it's not a problem, but this creates an issue, is that I edit them so that there's only this much space, there's 20 seconds here that I can say something, or and then, I go back to the original, the original sounds and what's going on in the video. And then, and so, where I think, and I compare a lot to Mac, I know I do, but not in a negative way. I know people are like, stop comparing. And I don't think all comparison is bad. I think it's helpful to see what other people do and to learn from it. But I don't know how to, I don't know. I like some of the original content in there, and like what was going on in the moment, and things with my mom, that like something like the video I'm working on right now is the laundry declutter. Yeah, the one that I said I would put out probably 6 weeks ago. I'm still working on that. So, so in that video, it's, there's pieces that we have these conversations that are funny and relatable. And so I try to keep those in there. But, during other parts, I want to add some like useful information for like how to declutter this and whatever. And so it's to make it like flow is so hard for me because I'm trying to almost be too creative where and this is where I get back to Mac and how he does it, because he just records it, just speeds up everything basically, and then just talks wherever he wants to talk. And I'm like, it would be so much easier if I did that, but I also lose out on some of the I don't know if I need to like record a voiceover before I edit and then try to make it fit to that. That is another idea I have. But anyway, also I'm very animated to you guys. I'm like, if I had to do this, I don't think I could talk. Hang on. Oh, even her mom could help. Yes, and oh, Sherry, yes, it was really nice to have my mom come and do the voiceover on her video when we did the bathroom declutter. It was nice to have her input, or just to kind of talk about what or like her feelings about it and all that. So yes, and that's there's so many things going on in my life right now, and in my mom's life too, that I'm not going to share what's going on in her life. That's for her to share. But so she hasn't really been available to come and do that kind of thing. In fact, I've been up there more to help with some areas of her house. And this is another issue, not a problem, but I keep recording things that I'm like, just get it out before you start recording anything else, Bonnie. I have so much footage that it's almost too late to put it out because this is so old now. I'm like, what was even going on? So, that's where, again, Mac, who can think more linear, and it's like, all right, we're going to do this job this week, and then we'll do the voiceover, has this schedule. And my autistic brain craves that. I'm like, I want to do that. But then ADHD takes over, and it's like, no, we're going to do the fun stuff, which is the clean. I mean, for me, you're like, you're crazy. But yeah, the fun stuff for me is the cleaning and the organizing. And, unless it's with somebody who is just like nonstop talking to me. But thought jam. So I'll just say thought jam when I get stuck. But this is helpful though, just to not be looking at myself, because I do feel like this is a lot more natural than when I'm trying to watch myself and I get not only distracted by the comments, but I'm like, what? My gray hairs are showing. What's that thing on my face I need to fix? So I am so distractible. But okay, you guys, I'm getting back to my notes, which I probably covered a lot of this anyway. So I had this big plan to go in order, and I've already just thrown that out the window. So okay, things I said. So there are so going back to the things that that my ADHD keeps taking on, that I am like, when are you going to do this, Bonnie? There's things like the sharing my side of the story. And that was something I wrote down to get back to, because I made that point earlier. But if you did watch that live with my husband, and where he shared his experience with depression, and then I was supposed to follow up with my side of the story, being the caretaker of somebody who is severely depressed for years and years. and how I handled that. I never got back to that, not because I didn't want to, but a couple things happened. I think I overthought it again and was just thinking nobody's going to be interested in my side of the story, even though people said they would be interested in hearing that side of the story because they are the caregiver currently of somebody in that situation or have been, and just, we're curious to know how I handled it. So I never did that, just because I got it in my head that like nobody cares about my side. And part of that goes back to this has been something that's frustrating to me, and I will never talk about on a regular video. And this is so far into this live that I doubt many people will even hear this part or my frustration with it. But it's it seems like, and again, this is just my perception, it probably isn't this way, but it seems like so like Matt can talk about, when he's burned out and when is depressed or struggling or whatever, and it's like, you're so brave for sharing and all this. And if I even like mention it in a regular video, don't get me wrong, I mean, you guys are very kind and very supportive. And when I have had like my meltdowns and posted them, only one have I ever really kept up, but I swear somebody just came in, so sorry, distracted. So, oh my gosh, where was I? Oh yeah, so, but I feel like if I breathe a word of like, hey, I'm struggling, or like anything like that in my videos, I get just, yeah, the worst comments. Like, I mean, like I mentioned earlier, this, and that makes me realize I never finished this thought. Oh my gosh, you guys, I just a second. Let me get it together here. Anyway, it's like I have to play down what I'm actually going through because I don't feel like it would be well received. And that's like, I've had so many people unsubscribe after, I've put out a video to do with like, hey, I'm struggling here, whatever. And so it just has like reinforced that message that it's not okay for me to share my side of things and like, or what's going on in my personal life. And I understand not everybody, like, I also try to think about like, if I'm watching somebody else's channel, do I really want to hear about all our personal struggles? It depends on the channel. And I think there are some people that I would care about. But for the most part, I get it. You don't want that in a video when you're trying to like be motivated about, cleaning or whatever, getting some good from it. But it just has made it feel like I can never talk about it. And so I've just kind of clammed up and just, instead of letting my audience know, I just have kept it to, not kept it from you guys. My husband has gotten quite the series of meltdowns in the last few months, and it's just getting worse and worse. And I think yeah, he just keeps saying, is this really good for you? Like, not really. And we have had lots of discussions about if I need to be done with YouTube, and there's we've had a couple of deadlines where I'm like, okay, if I'm not, because the other part of this is that I can't just, sorry, is that, I have to also financially make ends meet. And so I'm like, I don't know what to do. And, if I'm not doing YouTube, I'm like, I'm already invested in this. If I went and got another job, I'd have to start at the bottom of the totem pole. And I'm like, then we'd have to sell our house. And it just creates a whole other thing. But I'm like, but I'm not posting enough either to make it work. Anyway, it's just a whole thing. And I'm just like, decisions are so difficult right now. I can't make a decision. And, but I have, so here's, oh my gosh, you guys, I keep saying that and I'm like, stop it, Bonnie, just calm down. Okay, I'm just gonna, hold on, quick breath. You know what, let's go back to comments for a minute because I need to just calm down. So, all right, let's see. And I'll go back and read some of these because I'm sure, excuse me, because I know there's a lot of you who relate, and it does make me feel good to go back and read the comments and go, okay, so-and-so gets me and understands this. And for those who don't, here's my, this is me totally unmasked, just being, this is seriously how I have conversations lately. I just am all over the place, and it never used to be this bad, but yeah, I just haven't, it's like my brain just has not had time to heal, even though I have been prioritizing more my own mental health and everything. But I guarantee that hormones and all that has a lot to do with this as well. So I'm having blood work in a couple weeks to get that all checked out and figure out how to hopefully manage that. But okay, so I gotta figure out what's going on. You do a reaction video with the viewers. Okay, you're a perfectionist, and that's hard to deal with. Yep, squirrel, ADHD brain. Yep, all the time. Let's see. Sorry that I found you here. Yeah, if anybody, I didn't even think about that. If anybody just joined us in the middle of this, they're probably like, "What are we? What are we doing?" For 3. By the way, what is this? Can you guys all see that little crown number 3, crown number 2? I don't know what that is, and it probably doesn't matter, but I'm locked in on that now. Let's see. Girl came from the cleaning state because of you. Oh, thank you, Jacqueline. You're saying funny. Oh, thank you. Yeah. All right. Called. Okay, sorry, I've gotten silent because I'm just reading this. Oh, crowns are a new way to show top engagement. Oh, okay. Thanks, Sherry. That answers that in my brain. And then I'll probably forget what it is, but thank you. A meditation routine would help you feel better. Not sure if that means sense. Hold on, I just got here. But yeah, a meditation routine. Yes, kind of. I've tried meditation, and here's the weird thing about having well, I don't know if this is all neurodivergence or and all ADHD people, but when I have meditated or gone to do yoga, because I hear, well, it's great for you in all, keeps you grounded, all that. I have the hardest time clearing my thoughts. It just doesn't happen. It almost makes me anxious trying to clear the thoughts and like, why can't I do this? Why can't I do this? So meditation is, it has to be a very specific kind of medication, that too, but meditation, because like I have to be thinking about something. So I think like a guided meditation. So that's, which is probably what somebody is going to jump on here and say. So if I read the comments, say your authentic, showing to us your true feelings. It's like a meditation, a deep part will stop a little while. Yeah, meditation would be great. My therapist, there's a big old heart over some of these that I can't see all of your, okay, there we go. My therapist suggested it, but it's very difficult to make my brain shut up. It's like the wheels keep spinning and I just give up. Yeah, and then you just kind of like beat yourself up, but you're like, why can't I do this? And yeah, it's a whole thing. So sorry, I got something in my throat. This is why people chant mantras when they meditate. It helps stop their random thoughts. Oh, okay. Yes, I've written down some mantras too that I have to remind myself of as I'm doing voiceovers. But I do breath work, which I find works well. Yes, I've been working on that too. So, and that's, I guess, because we're bringing this up now, I'll talk more about like what I'm doing about this. Instead of just sitting and letting it percolate in my brain and just let things get worse and worse. But yeah, I do guided meditation. Yeah, I can't sit in silence. I bought some of the swearing coloring books and I'm in the time of my life now. That's awesome. So yeah, focus on your breath. So I am doing that. I've got that the whole breathe in for 4, out for 6 thing down that I'm trying, and it does help a lot. But sometimes it almost calms me down too much for when I do a voiceover. I'm like, I feel like I need to be a little peppier. so the balance is so hard. Let's see, not me checking over. I can buy those online. Oh, the other thing that I also tried is the not Calm. That's an app. The Loop earplugs for some of the noises that just boil my blood, like the motorcycles that drive by my house every day and loud trucks and all that. But has anybody else tried Loop or one of the similar earplugs that is supposed to let sound through but just make it sound a little less offensive? Because I need to, you know what? They need to invent that for the comments. Like you read it, but it filters it into a way that it's like, actually, this was positive, Bonnie. Just, yeah, rewrite it as you're reading it. Anyway, sorry, random thought. But yeah, so let's see. Has anybody tried the Loop things? I wear my Loops at Costco. Okay, muted. I have wondered if they were any good. Okay, so here's the Meowgrita. Thanks, Meowgrita. Loop doesn't help me. The headphones that my students use are great though. Okay, you'll have to tell me what that is. Because see, the thing is I have to have something that is doesn't mute it because I need to hear it. I just want it to not be so grating. And that's what I thought Loop would do. But I think it's not a problem with the Loop earplugs themselves. I think it's my ears because I have really, really tiny ears. And my ear canals are really tiny as well. So even the extra small, no, sorry, just they were extra small. It doesn't come with extra small. It felt too big. And I positioned them correctly. I did everything that you're supposed to do to make them fit well, but it never felt comfortable and it felt almost too muted, which I don't think the particular kind that I got, it was supposed to sound like that. So it didn't work for me, but That's why I was wondering if anybody else has the like teeny tiny errors, and if it's actually uh, oh, sorry, distracted. Yeah, if or if they found another brand that helps, because gosh, that would be so nice not to just go into a full-blown rage every time a truck passes my house. So let's see, not too much of a fan of Loop. Okay, sorry, let me go back because somebody may have said something else. Sound cancellation, but not good in public. Yeah. I usually do ASMR background, not block sound, but different strokes. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a good idea. See, I was looking for something more like when that I can just wear all day long, so that when those grating sounds come unexpectedly, I am not as like startled by them or angered by them. But yeah, like I said, it didn't really work. So let's see. Oh, hi, Miss Pris, my fellow Utahn. I have the same problem with loops. They hurt my ear canals and I had to stop using them for longer than an hour. Yeah, I couldn't even keep them in for like half an hour. I was like, okay, I don't think this is how they're supposed to feel if you're supposed to wear them all day long. So yeah, headbands. Oh, like just wearing it. I actually have a ton of headbands that I just got that are like the big thick ones. Yeah, maybe just wearing those over my ears would just kind of help mute the sound. So not mute it, but make it less grating. Sorry you're struggling with this, and I know getting advice from total strangers isn't great. The pressure you put on yourself isn't healthy for you. Yeah, I know it's not been healthy for me, and yeah, that's part of the reason that I really am struggling with, like, can I continue doing this as much as I want to? And I have fun when I'm in the right mood. Because I can't imagine giving it up altogether. I have so much that I still want to do, and so much footage that I feel like would be wasted if I was just like, okay, I'm throwing in the towel, I'm just done. but I know that's not, my mental health is more important than that. So that's what I'm just trying to figure out how to manage it. So two of the main things that I'm doing are, I have a neurodivergent therapist now who I just started with last week, because every other therapist I've been to, well, and that's really only like 3 in my lifetime, but we're just like talk therapy, but they didn't, and the things that they suggested never worked for me, because I didn't know what, like, how my brain was wired, and it doesn't, things that work for neurotypical people do not work for neurodivergent in some ways. I'm not saying this is true for everybody, but I have now I did some research, and thanks to, I don't know if Chandra, I don't know how to say it, Dorset, who is, she was the therapist, who was a subscriber here, and I know she's having some of her own struggles, but she's the one who led me to this other neurodivergent therapist, and I love her. I've only had the one session, but I'm like, this is going to be a good fit. It's so nice to know, or to have somebody who understands your brain, because they are the same way, but they also have, the tools to help regulate things. And yeah, I think that's going to help a lot, but I have to have more than one session, so things don't just get fixed overnight. But that, and then what was the other thing? Hang on, I wrote this down. Oh yeah, getting the blood work. Oh, I've got a frog in my throat. yeah, getting the blood work for the perimenopause, see where my levels are at, hopefully get that taken care of. But I'm also just trying to reconnect with people in real life because I've let a lot of those relationships go by the wayside because I just have not had time, or I'm too exhausted by the end of the week that, or, I'm just exhausted all the time. If I'm not, yeah, anyway, because I'm just constantly working. But so, and let me read a few here. Let's see, Christina, there's so many people who want to tell you how you have to be, but the interesting people are not like everyone. So just be you. Some will be annoyed, and many love you just for being who you are. Thank you, Christina. Let's see. Oh, I wish I had the courage. See, I want to read all of these because you guys are so nice, and I will. I'll go back and read them. But I see, I even get mad at myself because I'm like, stop doing all this, like pausing and just focus, but that doesn't work. How's my garden? That's a whole other problem. Oh my gosh, that added to my stress levels so much 2 days ago when I walked up on the hill. And I mean, I know that at the beginning of the summer, I was like, I'm gonna get our hill all put back together because it has seriously been so neglected. And I was gonna do this last year, and I'm like, and I did a little bit, and I for a couple weeks I'm like really good at like going out there and weeding and catching up on things and getting everything pruned and whatever. But then then I get busy, and things are like dead and dying up there, and I'm so sad because this is like, that was like, we put so much heart and soul into our backyard. That's the reason that we bought this house, was for the backyard. The house, I like the house, but it's our backyard. That's what I live for, is doing the yard work, and that's just my happy place, except for when it's hot. And that's the other thing. I'm like, there's just too many things that I'm like, I love to do this, but there's this. And I'm like, if I could not overheat so easily, thank you, perimenopause, I would be out there and in my happy place, but I can only go for a small window in the morning. And, by the time it gets cool enough at night, I'm tired and in bed. So I really have been going to bed at like 7:30, 8 o'clock some nights. That's ridiculous, but it is. I need that sleep. So, yeah, it's not looking great up there. From a distance, it's not bad, but oh my gosh, if I walked you around that, yeah, I can't even think about it right now. But I also discovered that we have a predator who has killed a couple of our chickens, and I didn't even know about this. All of a sudden, I'm counting my chickens, and I'm like, before they hatched. Just kidding. I have to finish that though. So yes, I count my chickens before they hatch a lot. But yeah, chickens. I went and counted them the other day, and I'm like, we're missing 2 chickens. I mean, we went camping last weekend, so I don't know how long ago this happened, but I'm like, we're down to 5 chickens. How did that happen? And I can see a carcass in there, and I don't know where the other one is. And it makes me sick, because I'm like, I have had that on my list forever to go fix the chicken coop and because there were, a few little gaps and whatever, but they've been fine. But apparently it's not fine any longer. And so I did go up there yesterday and fix what I could, but I feel terrible about that. I'm like, those poor chickens. But anyway, let's see. I didn't mean to go on this long, but you know what? This feels good. I'm just gonna let it all out. In fact, there's even some of this that I wasn't ever like planning on even talking about, but whatever, it's out there now. Oh, have to go. Okay, bye, Patricia. Sorry, I probably already missed you, but let's see. Let's see, SO help with the yard work? Oh, significant other. I was like, what's SO? Oh, yes, and we, there, when I say there's a lot going on in my life, there is too much to even explain here. I did a members only video where I did kind of talk about some stuff that's going on with my husband and his job and things there that it's just, yeah, not, anyway, don't get me started on that. But so he has been like buried in work and has, yeah, he doesn't have the time either to be out there as much as we need to be. So anyway, if anyone's interested, it's a channel run by a therapist. Okay. Oh, okay. That's something I can read later. I can do mindfulness. It's too many things to do. You need to let go of a few, maybe. Yes. And I think maybe our poor chickens may need to be rehomed because I'm like, yeah, keeping things alive right now. And oh my gosh, losing my dog. And, I mean, just so much has happened over the last 2 years. And I am like, when I call this the perfect storm, it was like, none of this was ever in the plans. And I know that that's like, nobody can ever plan anything to perfection and have it just go just the way they want. But I swear there has been like, so anyway, there's just an issue everywhere I turn. And I'm trying to just look for the good. But some days that's really hard. But I do go back to like, I am grateful for like that we still have a home, that we still have this home, hopefully can keep this home because, I want the backyard that goes with it. If I could pack up the backyard and take it with me, maybe I would move, but I can't let that go. We've put so much work into it. But anyway, let's see. Oh, are you thinking of getting another dog? Speaking of dogs, I didn't even see that. But yeah, with the way things are right now, I want another dog so badly. And I feel like that would help to de-stress me. Well, some ways. If we had a puppy, there's, it's a little stressful too. But yes, I want another dog. I just don't think now's a great time to decide on that because I'm highly emotional and have just too much going on that, yeah, I don't think it would be a good idea to make a decision on that right now. So let's see. Great to see you too. A couple weeks ago, my son lost a chicken every night for 5 days in a row. A weasel, they ripped the chicken open and took the eggs. Oh, or took the head off but left the body. Yes, it's so sad. I think it may have been a raccoon. So hopefully I've got all the holes sealed up now. I got to run. Oh, bye, Fern. See, I'm so used to saying like hi to everybody as they come and all that, which I've had to let that go, and responding to all the comments on my channel. And so yeah, I have had to limit it to just members mostly, unless there's like a very specific question I can quickly answer. But yeah, I can only do so many comments. And so I've had to let that go. So that is something that I'm doing to help not put so much on my plate. So late to the party, but hello. Hey, Dharma Project. Well, if you go back and watch this, you're in for a treat. See, one thing that has helped me was actually paring way down on my to-do when I'm overwhelmed. 3 to-dos a day, maybe even one. And if I do those things, then I can do more things if I have the energy. Yeah, and I have been trying to do that. I've got like three different to-do lists. One's like the more important stuff, and then kind of like this can wait. And yeah, I've prioritized those. So I'm working on that too. Is your joy? Does it matter? Yeah, a puppy would, yeah, be too much, but an older dog would definitely help you. Yes, I know. And every time I think about Lori and how that all went down, I get so angry. I'm like, I was not ready to be done with Lori. Like we thought she'd probably be our last dog, but I didn't expect her to die very suddenly at 9 years old. And I'm like, I thought we had 3 or 4 more years, but it is what it is. We just, yeah, I'm like, I don't want to start over, but I also, yeah. Anyway, and I'd have to convince my husband that a rescue is okay, but I also know that they can come with some issues too, and that's hard. And anyway, it's a whole thing. So I'm getting off on a totally different topic, which is okay, Bonnie. It's okay. We're not broken. We can, yes, I'm just going to talk to myself here. Okay, if I lived close to you, I would love to be your friend, sit in your kitchen and feed each other's insanity. Yeah. And never leave, like a perfect stalker. Yes, I love it. Only so many spoons. Yes, I know about the spoon theory, but I have never read the book or whatever it comes from. But yeah, I definitely need to work on, just getting or keeping my spoons. I don't know. I don't. I don't know what the terminology would be. This whole spoon theory, but I mean, I kind of get it. On Amazon, they sell a headband that loops down slightly over your ears and has Bluetooth connectivity to listen to relaxing music. Oh, okay. I like that. Thanks, Amy. I'll check that out. Also, ADHD and queer and chronically ill. Oh, are you talking to, yeah, somebody else? I love that. 2 priorities. Okay. You'd start over, but you need to grieve and heal first. Yeah. Yes. Anyway, okay, well, let me see if I had kind of gone over what I wanted to, and then, okay, just a second, gotta read this, see if I kind of hit what I wanted to. Oh yeah, so speaking of some of those things that I'm like, I've said in videos that I would do and just have never gotten around to doing, even though it would be fun. And this is, again, where I've committed to not recording anything until I get some videos out. But the pocket fold thing, I mean, I've already done, pocket fold video, but, in the one where I was helping the lady who lost her son and was going through cancer and lost her fiance and all that, I said I was going to do the folding like a large comforter and that different kind of pocket fold. So yeah, haven't done that. And but I don't need to go back to all this. I already talked about that. Let's see. Okay, I guess lastly, this is, well, before I get to my last thing, let me see if, oops, what am I doing? I almost pinned somebody's comment on accident here. Okay. Let me just read a few comments and then I'll make my last point. Hopefully my last point. We'll see. Okay, let's see. Rescue a dog from the pound, find a super cute loving dog that needs loving like you do. Yes, I don't. Shelly Park, I'm talking to you about the rescue dog thing. I really want to. I have such a hard time even thinking about going to the pound to rescue a dog because I'm like, I want to rescue all of them. I would just feel terrible leaving with just one. And, this is how people all of a sudden have 10 dogs, and because I couldn't stop at one. And I mean, my husband would make me, but it's just, it's so hard to just see that. And, but I know they need rescuing, so I have to get over that. Okay, let's see. You've been a massive support through my journey. I actually sent you an email a while back telling you how much of an inspiration you've been. I'm an autistic queer chronic illness sufferer. Oh, awesome. See, and did I respond? Because I probably did. I hope I did. Because, yeah, I respond to almost every email I get, unless it's like full of just advice that I didn't need or ask for. I mean, some advice is fine, but some people are just like, hey, I've got all the solutions right here, and this is what you're doing wrong, and how, and I'm like, you know what, I know, like, we're not, anyway, but hopefully I responded, and I try to. Sure, okay, one thing that's helped me was actually paring way down on my to-do. Oh, wait, how did I go back so far? Okay, there we go. The voice in my head is very mean to me, so I created an alter ego. I guess it's what it's called. I call her Solange. Every time I'm, I call myself stupid or something, I call out Solange. It's a good idea. Yep, I am working on talking to myself kinder. You thought of adding cleaning with ADD and autism to your YouTube name? Yes, Misty, I mean, this again is just like one of my millions of ideas that I have written down, and I'm like so focused on for a day, and then I move on to something else. But yeah, I have thought a zillion times about either changing my YouTube name or starting over with a different YouTube name and building a different kind of audience in a little bit different niche, because I've tried so many times to kind of change things up, and it hasn't gone well. But I have gotten to the point where I don't really look so much at the subscriber count anymore, because what used to happen is I would put out a video that was a little more geared towards like what I want to focus on now, because I just don't have the energy to do these big transformations anymore. And so I would put out something about decluttering my own house, or the one with my mom actually did pretty well, so I can't say that one, but it just something else that wasn't so like big and grand. And I would almost always lose subscribers, or it wouldn't get viewed well. And so I would just be like, hey, I guess I'm stuck in this niche. I'm just going to go back to burning myself out. And but anyway, I've gotten to the point that I'm like, no, just do what you want to do. And, there are still things that I way overthink. But that is one thing that I have kind of let go of. And I'm not obsessed with the numbers so much anymore. So yeah, what was my point there? I think just that, yeah, I mean, I could kind of change up my niche and make this a little bit easier on me, and definitely not posting every week, because that has worked out okay. I mean, the 2 that I posted last month, or anyway, the ones that I've been posting recently have done fairly well. And I'm like, maybe I could just do an every other week and keep on that schedule. But again, I don't know. I don't know. I've thought of it all, and I just keep coming back to like, is this healthy for me? Is there any way that I can still keep doing this without just staying in this burned out mode? So that's what I'm currently trying to figure out. So Not way the cats, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Okay. Sorry, reading some of these to myself here. Thank you. So, let's say Ram. I don't want to say it. Sorry, but that's so nice. Thank you. All right. Yeah, less obsession with numbers is great. I miss you when you don't post. Thank you. Yeah, I was seriously in the middle of I'm about halfway through the voiceover on my mom's laundry declutter video when I was just like, you know what? My brain's actually halfway thinking today. So I am going to do a live and just kind of explain where I've been, because even if I get, my posting schedule is like non-existent. I just am like, it gets out when it gets out. And I know that's not great for the algorithm, but it just, yeah, that's just kind of how it has to be right now. But it will probably not be the only thing that I can rely on for income if I'm going to do it that way. I mean, I had hoped to get my memberships up to a level that, you know, I could do it in every other week schedule and be okay, be making it. You know what? I never got back to this point. And this was like one of the big points that I wanted to make. So stop everything. I'm going to go back to this. So here's what I've never really explained, and I think a lot of people don't understand, is the reason that I mean, I make okay money on YouTube. It's I'm saying compared to like, oh, okay, that's a whole other thought. Stop, Bunny. Okay, but I'm gonna come back to Colleen. If you guys don't know what's going on with Colleen, I am like sick about it. So we'll come back to Colleen from Colleen Cleans. But anyway, I'm doing better than most, I'm sure, if I'm comparing that way. But I also have to make up a lot of income, because here's what happened when we moved to this house. My husband, and if you watched the live with him, he talked about this. He was working at a job where he was making twice as much as he is now. So basically, when we moved here, he had a very good, high-paying job that he hated, and it was making him miserable. And so he had the opportunity to switch and go to this forensic career, and you know, which was going to be more fulfilling and all that, and it has been. But the caveat was that it was like half the pay, and in order for, we'd already bought this house, so we were like, you can't take that job. I'm like, unless I get more work. And I actually just happened to have the opportunity to scale up my work, because somebody was needing a lot more help in the neurosurgical office that I worked for. So I was like, I mean, I can work more. And anyway, so I basically made up the income that he lost. And in order for him to take this job that he was going to not be as miserable at. And so, as you know, and that was something that we agreed together. It's not, you know, we could have just been like, okay, well, you just have to suck it up and keep your job. I mean, I wanted him to be happier, and so it really wasn't that big a deal for me to just take on more work, hire some employees, and get take care of the lack of income that way. So that's why it was such a big deal for me to lose my entire transcription business, because it was more than half our income. And I'm sure you know, if this was in a regular video, you guys are kind, so I know you won't do this, but I'm sure people would be like, wow, we don't care. Like, this is, you still have a nice house that, like, you could sell, and but you don't understand that is not, it's not that simple. It's not like, yes, I could sell this house. There's so many reasons that I will never sell this house. Like, I'll work 10 jobs if I need to keep this house because of the backyard, the memories we have here. My 2 dogs are buried here, and it's just not an option. I'm not gonna sell this house. And I know that sounds dumb, and we've already sacrificed a lot. We had to sell my husband's car, and we just sold a trailer. Anyway, we're just selling things left and right, like, just to try to get by. But what was it? Oh yeah. So anyway, I just felt like I need to explain that because I don't think people really have grasped, like, why do you need to work so much? Can't your husband make up some of that income? And he has, and this is the other thing that I don't talk about a lot, is that he has, he's taken on or he has 2 jobs, his forensic job that he works full time, which is his rewarding and, all that kind of job. And then he's also an adjunct professor and teaches forensics, and he is taking on as many classes as possible. So starting in 2 weeks, he'll have Monday, Wednesday, like, I just won't see him basically because he'll just be gone all day at his regular job, and then teaching forensics. And then he hasn't for a little bit, but he will give plasma when we have just because we've had so many vacations scheduled, or not vacations, camping, which is our vacation. This is our cheap vacation this summer, but he just hasn't done the plasma thing. But he has been, making up income in that way. But there's anyway, I mean, it took me 20 years to build up my business to where it was. So it's not it wasn't just a small amount that I was trying to make up. So when it was like anyway, I'm going now. I feel like I'm like trying to get pity, so I don't want to go there. So that's just, anyway, something that I don't talk about a lot, and it's a huge reason why I'm like, I do feel a lot of pressure to make up some of that income. So this will bring me to my, oh wait, hold on, let me read these, and then I have the hardest time trying to wrap things up. But let me just read a couple of comments, and then we'll get back to that thought, because it'll be my last thought. Content on neurodivergence as well as cleaning. Yes, I promise I will go back and read these, because you do have a lot of good ideas in here. So thank you guys. See, I don't think she could drop the extreme cleaning because there already is beautifulness. And Lynn's Altered Arts. I could drop the extreme cleaning, and I actually already did have my brother redo my logo to just say A Beautiful Mess, and then never did anything with it because all this, what's going on. But it doesn't matter if there's another channel called A Beautiful Mess. I think, and I can add a little like sub thing that's like, just doing my best or something. I don't know, something to kind of set it apart. But you can still have the same name as another channel. I did look that up. It's just, but it is confusing. So yeah, anyway, that was tangent. Okay. Shelley Ray, Wendy, those are some great suggestions. A lot of pressure. Nothing. Okay. bye, Christina. Um, okay. All right. Let me just get to my last point here, and we'll be done. So, all of this being said, you can kind of see my mind is just a crazy mess right now, and I'm at a crossroads. I don't know what to do. And if I have another meltdown, like my husband's probably going to have me committed. I don't know how many meltdowns I've had in the last like 2 or 3 months, but it has not been pretty, and it's just yeah, it's gotten hard. So I have been, I mean, part of the reason I've been missing the last 3 weeks is I've been working on my resume to possibly just go back to a job. I mean, I'm not, sorry, my teeth are, but I'm not saying I'm done with YouTube. And this isn't like an announcement or anything, but I do just want to make you aware that I'm like, I've got a resume, and I've sent it to a couple of places, waiting to hear back. Who knows what'll happen? I am so, like, I don't know what to do for, or like that will work with my personality, and especially this time of life. For me to like start over again, it would be so hard. So, I mean, I have looked at a couple of medical transcription jobs, which I was shocked to find that there were a couple out there, because I looked and looked and looked. I mean, I didn't want to give that up, but there was never like anything that was actually viable. And anyway, there happened to be a couple that I was like, okay, I could do this, but it's full time. So yeah, if I do that, then at least the financial aspect is taken care of. I don't have to stress about that anymore. But that also brings on new challenges, and then I will have these thoughts about all this stuff that I need to tie up with YouTube and stuff. So I don't know what the future holds. I'm just saying, like, I have to be looking at other options, because it's not it I mean, for months it has not paid the bills. I mean, we're just squeaking by, and selling things here and there and whatever, just to make it work, which is fine. I'm not saying feel sorry for me, because I know a lot of people are in these situations, and it's going to happen. It's life. So anyway, that's where I'm at. Is I've put in resume. I'm looking at other jobs, and maybe even something that's like 30 hours a week, and I can do YouTube very part-time. And if I can continue YouTube, what I would like to focus on more is the not paid cleaning, because oh my gosh, as much as I thought, oh, that's the answer, is I'll just do some paid cleaning jobs, then I feel like I have to, I kind of feel stuck there, because they're paying me, and I'm like, I need the money. And so I burn myself out way more than I need to, just because it's a paid cleaning job. So can't do that, because some of those people too are just like, nope. This is not going to end pretty, because I might choke you out. Just kidding. I'm not doing, that was not a threat, I promise. It was just, yeah, some people are difficult. So I can't do that. And what was I saying before that? Seriously, what was it? There was, I could look at my comments and see what I was saying. Yeah, I have a therapist now. Things will get better. I hope so. I think so. I'm doing infusions while watching this. Oh, yes, I will thank him. Thanks, Norma. Sometimes you need to step away from certain things or people's situations to reset and heal. It's okay. Yes, we'd miss you. Your health matters more. Full-time job. Let's see. Full-time job will take away the financial stress. Take it. Yeah. Guilt trip yourself. You need to drop YouTube, so be it. I know. And see, thank you. You guys, it's really been a struggle to even think about letting go of YouTube because of all the kind people out there and the ones who are that I've connected with and can relate to. And if I'm purely looking at the positive that I've gotten from YouTube, I am glad that it's led me to get my diagnoses so that I can figure out this that's going on. And maybe it would not have ever been so bad had I not done YouTube. This is the hardest thing I've ever done. The most taxing thing on my brain I've ever done. And yeah, but I also enjoy it when I am not so stressed. So yeah, that's where I'm just trying to figure out how to meet our financial needs and also still have my community because I don't want to abandon my community. I love you guys. So, and by the way, I used to be bugged when people would say you guys, and I had to get over that because I don't know what else to say. Like, you ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, that was one of those random thoughts that I'm like, okay, just had to clear the air just in case anybody else feels like that. Like, stop calling us you guys. We're not all guys. I know. Anyway, let's see. I just posted. Oh yes, Colleen. Thank you. Okay, see, you guys are keeping me on track. 1 second. Okay. So, oh, Betty, it's okay. You can, because now, since you're late, you can replay this on 2 times speed because it's a lot of rambling. Anyway, so yeah, Colleen. So she, if you haven't watched her latest, and I have not watched almost anybody's videos. I'm like, what are they called? Videos. For a long time. I just haven't had time to. Plus, I just have not had the mental capacity to like engage. And like, I barely even talk to Mac these days. Yes, we're still friends and all that. It's just, yeah, he and I are just, I know he's dealing with some stuff too. And I wish I could be there I was like, I've flown out there a couple times. I was there for him during a time that I'm like, I should not have done that because it was so taxing on me. And that was another part of the problem. But again, another tangent. So I know like he'll be fine. And yeah, okay, we're not gonna go off on that. But yeah, Colleen, because I haven't been watching anybody's channels lately, I have no idea what's going on with Fife and with Barbie and then Colleen, by the way, if you don't know and didn't follow me from the beginning, about 3 months into starting my channel, Colleen just made a comment on my video and I saw that she was Colleen Cleans, and I was like, oh, I wonder if she has a cleaning channel. And so that's how we very first connected. And I was, this feels weird to say, like I'm giving me credit, but I'm like, hey, you know what? Sometimes I can give myself some credit, but I'm like, I feel like I kind of mentored her a little bit in the very beginning because, she, I mean, her sound was terrible. Not that I had it all together. I mean, I just started myself, but I definitely had a lot bigger audience and was growing faster. And so, you know, I just gave her all the tips I could and was just like, oh, I hope she makes it because she seems like the best person. And she is. I love Colleen and I love Stephanie and Danielle. I'm sorry I haven't been watching you guys. And I hope you're doing okay. But yeah, so I've just been watching her progress, but also not progress. It has been so frustrating for me to watch how much she has put into her channel to not get the views that I know she deserves. She deserves it way more than me. She tackles stuff that I'm like, girl, you are amazing. So I'm like, how are you only at 35,000 after 2.5 years? And, or yeah, something like that. But which I know is great for a lot of channels, but in this niche and with as many shout outs as she's gotten and all that, I'm like, how, I don't know what's going on. So she's gotten frustrated enough, and she's been very good about and very positive all the time, and doesn't even like hardly ever mention it. But she has just announced that she's done with YouTube. I know that she's not like done. I think her plan was that she was going to maybe post with a friend or on a friend's channel or something like that, but that she's mostly going to focus on the other platforms, Instagram, TikTok. I don't know. I don't even do the other platforms. I started. That was another thing that I started and never did more than, you know, a couple of videos with, but it's just too much to try to handle all of it. But anyway, she's just like, yeah, I don't know what the deal is, but YouTube, I'm just like stuck, and it's not paying me what I need to be paid, and I make more on the other platforms. So anyway, I just am like sick about that because she's the best, and she was like my first cleaning friend, cleaning YouTube channel friend that could relate. So yeah, anyway, okay, hold on, let me go back. Really wait. Yeah, people can see all the, oh, notifications are not on, fix that. Let's see, when you want to connect with us, make a video of you reading a book, make you a manual. Yes, and let's see, keep in touch via posts. All right, you're not the only one who is struggling. I've seen it in other YouTubers as well. I don't like to see everyone struggling with it. I know there are so many YouTubers that are quitting or like just had it. It's it's hard. It is so hard, and for a highly sensitive person, I'm surprised I've made it this far. So I'm like, I almost want to just at least hang in there until the 100K, but then again, I'm like, that could be 3 years, you know, because if I'm not going to be posting as regularly, I'm like, I don't know. So whatever, it's, yeah, I don't need to tell you all this. Some of this I'm just like talking out loud. I'm like, I don't need to say that out loud. Something could be to help. Thank you, Betty. Hey, oh, bye, Sue. Thank you for joining. See all the free cleaning channels are being challenged. Yeah, I think something is going on with 5.2, and I need to check in with them and see what's going on there. But yeah, so anyway, okay, seriously, to wrap this up, I will just say, like, I don't know what the future holds, but I just have been looking at, you know, all the options, and hopefully I can get it figured out. So in the meantime, I guess just be patient with me. I will get out videos whenever I can, and sometimes that's going to be once a month, and sometimes it might be every week. I hope in the next, once school starts again and my husband is teaching, and I've got nights that there's nobody here really. um, I feel like maybe I could catch up on some of those videos that I have just sitting there waiting for a voiceover. So hopefully I can get back to a more consistent posting schedule, but right now I'm just focusing on my mental health and yeah, just getting better so that I can be better for you. So anyway, all righty. Okay, I think that's it. Oh, he always says keep looking up. Yeah, thank you. Yes, I will. Happy to be patient. Your content is excellent. Prioritize yourself and your needs, please. Thank you. But you see why I can't do like a voiceover just like this, because this is so all over the place. And so I'm like, this is authentically me, but I can't, I do have to like, make it make a little bit more coherent sense. that's that's why I'm like, I want it to be authentic, but also not turn people away because they're just like, holy cow, this girl, like, what is going on with her? So, anyway, okay, all right, I am really getting off. So, love you guys, and we will hopefully see you soon on the next video. Bye.